to wear silk. Right? Whenever there is a traditional function at house or its home, we used to wear silk sarees, silk salwar, and then sometimes choli and all. Okay, whatever is available. Right? And usually mothers, they use very good, nice silk sarees, okay, which will suit the occasion. Now, what kind of dyes can be used for dyeing silk? Acid. The previous class only we studied that it is acid test. Okay. What mechanism this acid dye follows to fix with silk? What bonding? Hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding or ionic bonding? Hydrogen bonding. So here it is somewhat weak, the force is somewhat weak. So it doesn't have very good fastness property at all. Okay, what's a company? We have an association called Sasmila in Bangalore. It is a silk association. It tried with dyeing of silk bag dyes. Can you imagine dyeing silk with bag dyes? No. Right. So, what is more special about bag dyes?
Soluble in water.
They are
Insoluble in water.
Can you make a dye which is insoluble to get dyed very easily? We will make it soluble. Okay. So when you want bad dyes to be applied to any kind of fabric, you will make them soluble. For making them soluble, we need alkali. We need alkali. Yes. It is sodium hydroxide. Okay. So they tried dyeing of silk with bad dyes by making the bad dye to be soluble in water by using this alkali, sodium hydroxide, and also reducing agent. Okay, two chemicals are here. One is reducing agent and the other one is alkali, that is sodium hydroxide. Okay, so the dyeing process is over and they want to test the strength of silk fabric. They want to test the strength of silk fabric. So earlier the silk fabric has got very good strength. They tested it and they told that the life will be about 10 years or 12 years. But now, after the dyeing process is over, when they tested the silk fabric, what would have happened? Can you tell anything? Whether there will be increase in strength or decrease in strength? Decrease in strength, because you have added harsh chemicals. That is one of the things we have added, reducing agent, sodium hydrosulfide, and an alkali. Okay, so when you add these two and you have dyed the silk and you test the strength of silk has gone down. Okay, so the problem is silk has to be handled with care. Silk has to be handled with care. It is very much sensitive to chemicals. You cannot use harsh chemicals so that it will get reduced in its lustre and also it will lose its strength. Okay, but what advantage you have when you go with bad dyes? You have a n number of colors. In acid dyes, you have only limited shades. Okay, you have bright shades, brilliant shades, but only limited shades. But bad dyes, you have n number of colors which are applicable to cotton. Okay, we apply to cotton very well. But when you want to apply the same for silk, the problem is it loses its strength. The advantage is, what's the advantage? Any number of shades. You can go with dark shade, you can go with light shade, all those things. But how you can achieve this? When you use harsh chemicals, the silk is going to be affected. The life of the silk fabric is reduced. So, what can we do? We will now try to do the same dyeing of silk with bad dyes with a reduced less amount of chemicals. Instead of using 5 gram of sodium hydroxide, we will use some 2 gram of sodium hydroxide. Instead of using more amount of, that is 5 gram of reducing agent sodium hydrosulfate, we will use some fabric with bad dyes without affecting the strength of silicon. This is the recommendation given by this association SASCI. Okay, so some of the dyes are not compatible at all. You cannot buy them. But these bad dyes are compatible with silk, but they have some disadvantages we can overcome and we can use them. Okay, thank you.